You know what? Well, I know you can't see this card, but I'm going to tell you about it. I just pulled out a Dan Marino game ball out of a pack. That's one of the key game balls. And folks, that is an actual piece of a football that was used in a game. Collectors Edge has contacted players and their agents from around the league. They have purchased actual game-used game balls, and they have matched them to certain key games, which this one obviously would have involved the Miami Dolphins. That's a piece of the football, and we can show you right out of the Beckett how these things are done. I mean, what is this thing booked for, Don? I mean,
well, I'm looking right here. And Mark, while I've got you online, the brand new Beckett came out today. Are you aware of that?
I saw it. I was thrilled. I see that we're on the cover. Game balls from playing field to cardboard were the feature article. Inside in short prints where they show the game ball cards being made. And, you know, I've had some good and bad ideas over the year, but this one was one of the better ones, and we have had a lot of fun putting this together. It was a challenge for me personally to... And honest to God, what we did is we didn't buy these in 99% of the cases, these game balls. We used, you know, this whole set benefits Pop Warner Little League, and we had John Butler, who's president or head director of Pop Warner Little League.
Here it is right here. I'm showing the article as you're talking.
He called the owners, and we traced these balls down through agents and equipment managers, and, you know, everyone was very helpful and putting these things together. I have to say that this is something that would be difficult to repeat because without the cooperation, we couldn't even afford to buy these balls. You know, you take a game ball from the field, and there's in a decent game, any ball that's been played with on the field is $500 low to several $1,000s in many cases. So these balls were donated. They were donated by the owners of the Kansas City Chiefs, for instance. The people with the Jaguars were especially great in getting us a lot of footballs. The Broncos, with my friendship with John Elway over the years, and some of the agents that we know, people were extremely generous. And I want to also take this opportunity to thank some of the teams, like the 49ers, especially the Broncos, the Jaguars, the Cowboys. These teams were all very supportive of this program, and I can't promise that we can ever do this again. When you look at these game ball cards and you realize that if you ever get a card that it's not one of several thousand, it's one of 250, it's played specifically in that game. What we tried to create here was a true collectible that was going to be so special and not that hard to find. You know, these pulls, when you just pulled that Dan Marino out.
First box.
And you know, you're looking at a card that right off the bat is booking from $65 to $125, has no place to go but up. And I think that when you really think about the number of insert cards, this is a truly unique opportunity.
Now, folks, let me cut in here just for a minute. These are the cards that you're going to be pulling out of the boxes. These are like the game balls. I'm going to show you the new price guide. First off, the game ball was voted like the football card of the year, wasn't it?
That's right. It's just coming out. Pro Football Weekly voted the insert card of the year. And
now look at this, folks. The game ball set in the Beckett, this is the new Beckett, is booking for $1,400. The Super Bowl game balls are over $2,000. Then you got the role model inserts. The Edge videos are over $300. The Crystal Cut's $135. All these inserts you're going to be pulling out of the boxes. But when you buy a case, CS 1001, 10 boxes, and Eddie and I have gone through and opened up cases, we found out that just in game ball and Super Bowl game ball cards, you're going to pull out an average of 5 or 6 of those. You're going to pull out an average of about 15 or 20 Edge video cards that booking is the set for $300. But you are going to get 5 complete silver Crystal Cuts, 5 Big Easies, 5 of the Key Crays, and we'll talk about more about that later. A complete 25 card matching serial numbered Quantum Motion set. Plus, you're going to get the reserve packs, and then you're going to get 10 boxes But the greatest part of it all, which to me may be worth the whole $999, and Mark, I got to have you explain this because...
Ooh, I got a video card now.
Ooh, there's an Edge video card right there. This is just the first box Eddie's opening. The first box Eddie's opening. You're going to get your $999.75 just in your Edge video cards alone. I mean, just in your insert cards alone. But, Mark, when they buy a case, how incredible are these printer's plates? And explain to the people, the only way they can get the printer's plate card is to buy a case. And I understand Topps did this one time about a few years ago, and they sold they did like what the actual proof card from the printer's plate, not even the printer's plates themselves, and they auctioned these off for over millions of dollars.
That's right. I tell you a little story real quick. Way back when in 1992 we had a party at the National, and it was we had this plate shredding party, and what we did is we shredded up the printer's plates and we gave away as a gift to the people coming into the party one little printer's plate. Now, what you're getting here with this offer is the complete set. That we've never done that before. But what we had done before is just given away at a party just one plate, one of the 4-color plates, as an entree into this party, or a party gift. Just that one little plate would go for sometimes several hundred or even more than $1,000 later on the secondary market. So this was something we wanted to do. We wanted to put together something that was one of a kind. And again, when you talk about a real collectible, this is a real collectible for the true collector. You know, you get one of these sets of plates, and you know that card is done, it's been made, but what you have is what really printed the card, and it's absolutely one of a kind.
And the bottom line is, by you having the plates, that card could never be printed again, can it?
That's absolutely right. It could never be printed again. It's much more than symbolic, it's a fact.
And every person who buys the case tonight, are you ready for the crazy part? Excuse me. You will own a true one-of-a-kind.
That's right.
Can you imagine owning a ball card that nobody else in the world can own? You own a true one-of-a-kind. You're the only person in the world that will own the printer's plate set that you are going to get.
You know, it's kind of a... What's amazing to me is that you could actually be with one of your friends, one of your other collectors, and they might pull out this Brett Favre card, and you say, yeah, I've got the plate that was printed off. They're going to go, yeah, right. And you actually do. You know, it brings up an interesting question. What would somebody pay at auction? A true collector for their favorite athlete, the actual plate that these cards were printed from. Now, let me show you something else real quick. First box that I opened.
Look at this. Here's another, in my first box, another Edge video. And I wanted to ask you, what is that special card called that's in every other pack that looks like a Prism card?
That's right. That's a Prism card that we put in. It's a parallel. It's an attractive parallel set that we put in, and
man, they're like getting an insert, like getting like 15 insert or 20 insert cards in every box.
That's what, I got 20 in the first box.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, and what you have to realize too, this is a small, in terms of a brand of product out on the marketplace. This is an extremely low production, and it's loaded to the gills with everything in it. And when you look at case quantities, most of the time in an NFL product, you're looking at several thousand cases. Let me tell you, folks, this is nowhere near that.
Plus, folks, you know it's a low production run when the Beckett comes out and has it booking so astronomically high like this is. I mean, it is booking out of this world.